Two world wars. Okay, got that out of my system. Alright guys, well, I finally got the video here for the Springfield 1911 loaded. It's been a while. It's been quite a few months, and I just gotta say, buying the ammo for this gun is what's taking so long. Ammo prices being what they are, been paying upwards of $45 for a box of 50 rounds. So it's what's taking a while. Got about 300 rounds to this gun right now. So, but it's been pretty decent, and it's an awesome gun. So let's get into it. So, like I said, I have about 300 rounds in this gun. Most of it is 230 grain ball. I have Fiocchi, Cellar and Bellet, Winchester, Federal, American Eagle. I believe the American Eagle was flat nose, and it ran just fine in here. I think that's all the brands I ran through it so far. Yeah, Fiocchi, American Eagle, Winchester, Cellar and Bellet. I do have some other type of ammo that I got now too that I'll eventually be shooting through it. I do have some self-defense ammo ran through it, and that is this stuff right here called ARX. It's a 118 grain 45 ACP. I bought 2 boxes of this, and I ran 1 box through it, and it run completely fine. But here's one of the bullets, and you can see it's like an odd shaped bullet. It's polymer. It's a polymer bullet with like copper infused, so it don't really expand or anything. But from the videos I watch on this round, it does pretty well in ballistics gel. So that's what I ran through it so far for self-defense ammo, and it ran it just fine. Whole box of it. I do have some Hornady critical defense, I think. 200 grain, and I have not ran that through it yet, but I have some, and I'll be doing some more testing with that. But yeah, that's all the ammo I ran through it so far. So let me show you guys some of the features on this gun. It has forward slide serrations, and of course the rear serrations, slide serrations. They are angled. They have that forward angle to them, and they are grippy. Oh, and almost forgot. Magazine is clear. Chamber is clear. So we are good on that. Alright, let's get back. But yeah, these things are definitely very textured, very grippy. You can grab them, do the press checks, no problem. Very grippy. They are very sharp. Like right here along the edge on the front is very sharp, and they're just very sharp. They kind of give you like a cheese grater feeling on the fingers. So, but you can grip them. Pretty sure you can grip them if your hands are wet or anything, sweaty, dry, bloody, whatever you gotta do. It has 3-dot sights that are dovetailed. And there's your sight picture. These are tritium night sights, and they glow pretty good in the dark. It has the extended beaver tail with the little hump right here. So when you grab the gun, it pushes in all the way on the grip safety just by naturally grabbing the gun. So you're not going to have an issue of the grip safety not going in all the way and not being able to pull the trigger. Skeletonized hammer. It has the ambidextrous safety, so it's on both sides. And this side is, you notice it's kind of wide. It's definitely extended, so you can really get a good purchase right there. And safety is nice, positive on, positive off. Same way on this side. You can see this is not as wide as it is on the other side, but you can still easily on and off. And it's positive as well on that side. Now the trigger is skeletonized and it's aluminum, and it is textured up here, has serrations on it. And speaking of trigger, woo doggy, this has got a pretty decent trigger in it, especially for a under $1,000 gun. Show you. That's the trigger. There's the reset. There's the take up. There's the pull. It's a very clean trigger. Very clean. Springfield says it's about, on their website they say it's about 3 pounds, so take that as what it is. It is adjustable for your overreach, over travel. So, and it does come with a little wrench for that. And ejection port is flared and lowered, which is pretty standard nowadays. Barrel is a match grade stainless steel barrel, so that's pretty nice. This gun is very accurate. Very accurate. There is no play whatsoever in the barrel. The fit on this is pretty tight, but I will say it has loosened up. You can hear that. It makes more of a noise than it moves though. It really don't move much at all. And there's some up here. Grab it. But like I said, you can hear it more than it actually moves. When I got this gun, it was very tight. So, and it's loosened up over time. When I got the gun, I had it for about a month before I started shooting it. So I would just periodically grab it and just kind of rack it like that, here and there. You know, do it a couple times and kind of just help break it in, because from my understanding, because I am new to the 1911 platform, so I was watching a lot of videos, doing a lot of research, and people are saying that 1911s have a break-in period. They're one of the few guns out there that actually still do. People are saying, you know, you want to put about 300 to 500 rounds through it. I got 300 so far. Hopefully get some more in it, but so far it's been reliable, except for a little hiccup that I'll tell you here in about a little bit. But so it has loosened up a little bit, and I think that helped. I think that aided in some of the reliability in the start. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But it's not too bad. It's not. It's still plenty tight. Everything is still nice and tight. So I guess gotta say it's pretty decent. These are the magazines that it comes with. From the research I've done on the Springfield forums, that says these are Checkmate magazines. And I guess you could tell that because it has the 45 ACP down here, and then it has this little nub right there on the follower, which I gotta tell you, I don't particularly care for that nub. It makes loading the first round a bit of the pain in the ass. It's definitely not easy loading like a Wilson Combat mag, but so far they've worked. Both magazines that comes with it, and it comes with two, they have worked with no issues. So another thing about this gun is that the frame and the slide are forged steel. They're not cast. Now, there are some cast parts on this gun. I'm not exactly which ones are. I think it's the main spring housing, the safety, and the hammer. I think those are your cast parts. I could be wrong in that, but the general census that I got online is that those are the cast parts. But the frame and the slide are forged. And this is an all steel gun. It weighs 40 ounces unloaded, so it's got some heft to it, which really helps absorb the recoil of the 45. This thing is like butter. It's like shooting nothing. It's easy. It's like I said, not a lot of recoil. It's easy to get back on target, get fast follow-up shots, especially with these excellent sights. These sights show up really good at the range. Great sights. So this gun does come with wood Cocobolo grips, which, as you can see, I replaced with these Punisher lock grips, and these things are awesome. I love them. They really make the gun pop. But I will say these are not cheap. These were $100. They're made out of G10, and I'm a big Punisher fan. I have been my entire life. Ever since I was a little kid, I have hundreds and hundreds of Punisher comic books. So this is not like a lot of people nowadays. It's like, oh, the Punisher is so cool. I was like, no, he's always been cool, and I've always been a fan. I'm not just a tag along. But the grips that do come on here are these. They are Cocobolo wood, and they're nice. They have some decent checkering. They're the diamond pattern here with the checkering, and they got the Springfield logo on them. And they're nice grips. They look good on the gun, but I just wanted to give it my little personal touch. One reason why I wanted to get a 1911 is just because of the way you can customize it. And I really wanted some Punisher grips from a 1911. But these are the grips that come on it. And this is the original guide rod. This is a guide rod that will come with it. This is a full-length two-piece guide rod. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this here in a little bit. But that's the original guide rod. So, at the range, this thing shoots great. Like I said, not a lot of recoil. Sights are excellent. Trigger is amazing. Trigger's really good. And I tested this with two 10-round Wilson Combat mags, a 8-round Wilson Combat mag, two of the magazines that came with it, and an 8-round Kimber mag. And the only issue that I had was with one of the 10-round Wilson Combat mags. One of the rounds did not fully go into the chamber. So the only thing I did was just smack the bottom of the magazine, and it went right in, slide closed, locked up, no problems. That is the only issue I've had with this gun, and it happened one time, and that was it. So out of the 300 rounds, that's the only issue I've had with this gun. Other than that, it's been pretty flawless and excellent. I'm really enjoying this gun. It's extremely accurate. My dad was shooting this gun at a half silhouette, um, about 25 yards. It was an indoor range, so it was 23, 25 yards. And he was getting headshots with it at that distance. So uh, he really likes shooting this gun now, about as much as I do. He's fanboying over there. I'm afraid he's treading into FUD territory. But uh, yeah. Anyways, this thing has just been excellent at the range. A couple of my friends have shot it. They all love it. My nephew shot it, and he loves it. He wants his first gun to be a 1911. You know, he's a big Call of Duty player, so 1911 is something that he really likes. And yeah, I mean, it's just been nothing but awesome at the range. But I do want to say one thing though, coming back to the recoil spring. As you can see, I don't have that, not recoil spring, but that guide rod in there. I don't have that full length guide rod in here. So this uh, guide rod is the 2-piece, like I said. When I went to the range for the first time and I come home and I went to take this thing apart to clean it, you have to unscrew this with an Allen wrench. It comes with the gun. And you unscrew it and you gotta take that out before you can take it apart. And see, it screws out. Well, this was loose by a lot. It was probably, I mean, I couldn't see it on the inside, but if I had to guess, it was somewhere around like that, about that much gap, because this thing was wiggling. It was so loose, and you could just, like, I can move it with my finger. So I immediately got on Wilson Combat's website and ordered the GI style guide rod, which is why you don't see it poking out the front. So, and I replaced this with that. So keep that in mind if you get this gun, that this might come loose on you. And I would say this is probably the biggest negative of this gun, is if they're going to give you a full length guide rod, I don't know why they just don't give you a 1-piece full length guide rod. This 2-piece guide rod here makes absolutely no sense to me. Because first of all, you need a tool to take the gun apart, and this thing just comes loose. And you don't want to put Loctite on that, because you got to take this thing apart. And look, like, that's as tight as I can get it on there. Like, it ain't going to get no tighter. And then, look, I could just break that. I could just comes undone with my hands. So I don't see this thing holding up well under recoil, which is what made it come loose to begin with. So yeah, I changed it out for the GI guide rod. Changed out the spring plug. Let me show you that. Got the spring plug from NDZ Performance. It is a Punisher spring plug that I am going to replace, because I didn't even think about this, but when I bought it. But every time I straighten this thing, which I did right before the video, and you can see it's already gone cockeyed, and that just bothers me. I don't know why. It just does. So I'm going to replace this spring plug with a Wilson Combat stainless steel spring plug. I think it should look pretty good on there with this stainless steel bushing. So on the parkerized finish on this thing is pretty nice too, isn't it? A nice parkerized finish. I mean, it's not like glossy or anything, but it's very well done. It's been pretty tough. But yeah, that right there, that's really the only negative that I have on this gun. I will say some of the positives of this gun is the fact that you get a lot of features for a really good price. Now I paid $896, so it was prices elevated, but you know, I bought it 4 months ago when prices were just still pretty high, pretty crazy. They've come down a lot since then. I saw Glock 19s online the other day on multiple different websites for $500. So prices are coming back down, which is awesome. But a lot of positives. Like I said, awesome trigger. The skeletonized, oh, not skeletonized, but the extended beaver tail here is really nice. Protects your hand. I don't have fat hands, so I don't have to worry about that. Even if I didn't have this extended beaver tail, I probably wouldn't get slide bite or hammer bite. But just everything about this gun is really nice. Some good checkering here on the back strap. The front strap is smooth. That is one thing I wouldn't mind seeing on this gun, is maybe some checkering here on the front strap. I know generally that's more on higher end 1911s, but I don't really see how it could be that much extra cost just to add some checkering here. It don't have to be deep. It don't have to be like this right here, but just something. But other than that, it's not bad. You can still hold on to it really well, because I mean it's just got so much weight to it, so it don't have a whole lot of muzzle rise. Sights are excellent. The 3-dot tritium 9 sights, which I think I will replace, because I'm going to replace these with some fiber optic sights, because this is more of a range gun and sometimes carry gun. I do have a holster for it and I have carried it a little bit. It is going to be a barbecue gun for me. And when I do carry it, I carry it with the 8-round Wilson Combat Mag, and I use one of these as the backup. I need to get me another 8-round Wilson Combat Mag, because I carry 2 of those. I like the Wilson Combat Mags much more. Like I said, they're easier to load because that stupid nub. Also easier to take apart clean. Although I haven't had to take these apart because they ain't that dirty after 300 rounds. But yeah, like I said, a lot of positives here, a lot of bang for your buck. It's a great gun. It's been totally just reliable. I mean, I don't want to say 100% because I did have one malfunction, but it's been 99% reliable. And it shoots great. I mean, first time I took this thing apart, though, I will say I was a little nervous because, like I said, I'm kind of new to the platform. But once you take it apart for the first time, put it back together, you're like, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Now I've taken it apart 5 or 6 times, cleaned it, make sure it stays oiled. Watched a lot of videos on these guns, on 1911s. Got a lot of good information out there. I would say Wilson Combat channel has got a lot of good information on 1911. Those guys over there, Bill Wilson, Ken Hackthorne, Maisad Ayub, those guys have been using this platform for many, many, many years, and they have a lot of good knowledge. So check that channel out if you haven't. And yeah, I mean, this stuff, I don't know how much more I could say about this thing. It's just awesome, and I love it. Can't wait to put more rounds through it. I am going to do a video on the holster that I have for it. Holsters from 1791. I'm also going to do a video on lock grips, because I got some other lock grips for my Beretta. So I'm going to do a video on those. But yep, I don't think I'm forgetting anything else. So yeah, I mean, if you guys liked the video, comment and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Share the video if you would. Definitely use to help spreading my channel around, trying to get it to grow a little bit. And you guys can follow me on Instagram. And I'll catch you on the next one. Adios.